Why are calls for ITV News Royal editor Chris Shipp's resignation growing louder by the day? Today, we dive into the story of Chris Shipp. Chris Shipp stepped into the role of ITV's royal editor in the year 2017, a position of not only prestige, but also enormous responsibility. He brought with him a wealth of experience and a reputation for incisive reporting. His early career was marked by a tenacity for uncovering the truth and a knack for navigating the complex waters of royal affairs. This was a man who was not afraid to roll up his sleeves and delve into the heart of the matter. Over the years, Shipp's reports have spanned a wide range of events. From the joyous to the scandalous, he has been there, microphone in hand, providing insights and commentary. He has covered royal weddings, births and anniversaries, but also contentious issues and scandals that have rocked the monarchy. His delivery, always authoritative and informed, earned him respect both within and outside the industry. Shipp's reputation as a respected royal correspondent was cemented by his ability to strike a balance between maintaining the dignity of the royal family and presenting an unbiased view of events. He was seen as a reliable source of information, someone who could be counted on to provide clarity amidst the often confusing whirl of royal news. However, this respect and credibility did not come without its challenges. The nature of his role placed him in the eye of the storm, often forcing him to walk a tightrope between maintaining journalistic integrity and respecting the privacy of the royals. His knack for handling this delicate balance was, for a long time, a testament to his professionalism. His credibility, however, has taken a serious hit in recent times, but what led to this downfall? It all began with Kate Middleton's health claims. The Duchess of Cambridge bravely shared her battle with cancer, a revelation that left the world both shocked and sympathetic. The Duchess's story was a tale of strength and resilience, but the details of her experience sparked questions among some observers. One of the most notable queries was regarding the surprisingly short duration of her chemotherapy, a detail that seemed at odds with the usual course of such treatments. Now, enter Chris Shipp, ITV's royal editor, a man who has been in the thick of royal news since 2017. His response to the Duchess's health claims was one of complete endorsement, accepting her narrative without the hint of a question. This, to many, was a red flag. Shipp's job, after all, is to maintain journalistic neutrality, to question and investigate, not to blindly accept. And yet, when the Duchess spoke, Shipp did not question. He did not investigate. He simply accepted. It was a move that left many viewers feeling uneasy, questioning whether Shipp's allegiance was to the truth or to maintaining a favourable relationship with the royals. His lack of scrutiny suggested a bias that did not sit well with those who expected balanced reporting from such a seasoned journalist. The controversy surrounding the Duchess's health claims was a pivotal moment for Shipp. It was the point where his credibility began to crumble, the point where viewers began to question his commitment to unbiased reporting. It was a moment that would cast a shadow on his career, a shadow that would only grow darker with time. But this was just the tip of the iceberg. The controversy over the Duchess's health claims was just the beginning of a series of missteps that would lead many to question Shipp's journalistic integrity. And as we'll see in the next scene, his relationship with the royal family would only become more contentious. Then came Prince Harry's battle against media corruption, a battle that was long and at times seemed almost impossible to win, but Harry stood strong. He was fighting not just for himself, but for his wife, his son, and for anyone who has ever been on the receiving end of media intrusion. Now, let's talk about Chris Shipp's role in all of this, shall we? As ITV's royal editor, you'd think he'd be at the forefront of championing journalistic integrity. But alas, that was not the case. Rather than supporting Prince Harry's fight for media accountability, Chris Shipp appeared to side with the tabloids. He downplayed the issues, presenting them as minor disputes rather than the serious infractions they were. He seemed to trivialize Prince Harry's efforts, painting him as overly sensitive rather than acknowledging the very real harm caused by media misconduct. This was not a simple disagreement over media ethics. This was a fight for privacy, for respect, for the right to live one's life without constant surveillance and distortion. But Chris Shipp, with his dismissive attitude, seemed to miss the gravity of the situation entirely. And then, the tide turned. Prince Harry won his legal battles, proving once and for all that there had been media misconduct. The tabloids were forced to apologise, to admit that they had been wrong. And suddenly, Chris Ship's downplaying of the issue looked less like neutrality and more like bias. His credibility was damaged, and many viewers began to see his reporting as misleading. And with these events, the public began to fight back. They demanded accountability, not just from the tabloids, but from those who had enabled their behaviour. They demanded change, and they demanded it now. Chris Ship, who had once seemed untouchable, was now facing the consequences of his actions. A wave of public backlash followed. As Chris Ship's credibility came into question, the public made their displeasure known in no uncertain terms. The relationship between the public and the media is a delicate dance, and the people began to feel that Ship was stepping on their toes. A petition began circulating, demanding ITV to replace Ship with a journalist who would approach the royal family with a more ethical and unbiased stance. The petition, a clear sign of the public's disapproval, gained momentum quickly. It wasn't just a handful of disgruntled viewers. This was a large and growing contingent of people who felt that the coverage of the royal family needed a change. Social media, the modern town square, became a hotbed of criticism. Hashtags calling for Ship's resignation trended, and tweets critiquing his biased reporting filled feeds. The digital outcry was deafening. From everyday viewers to influential figures, the consensus was clear. Chris Ship was failing to meet the standards of journalistic neutrality. The pressure on ITV intensified. Trust in their royal coverage was eroding, and many believed that a change was needed to restore it. Calls for ITV to take action grew louder. The public wanted reassurance that their news source was committed to fair and unbiased reporting, especially when it came to figures as prominent and beloved as the royal family. The controversy surrounding Chris Ship was not just about one man or one journalist. It was a reflection of the broader conversation about the role and responsibility of the media in society. The public backlash echoed a sentiment felt by many. The days of unquestioned royal reporting are over. The people demanded transparency, accountability, and a commitment to truth. Anything less would no longer be tolerated. So, what's next for Chris Ship? The future of ITV's royal editor hangs in the balance as his credibility continues to be called into question. This situation is still developing, and the outcome remains uncertain. The storm of controversy swirling around him is not something that can be easily ignored or swept under the rug. Let's consider the potential outcomes. ITV could decide to stand by Ship. They could argue that he is merely a journalist doing his job, reporting on events as they unfold. They could maintain that he has a right to his own perspective, even if it doesn't align with public sentiment. After all, the world of journalism is often fraught with differing opinions and controversy. On the other hand, ITV could bow to public pressure. The network could decide that the backlash against Ship is too strong to ignore. They might conclude that keeping him on as royal editor could tarnish their reputation and erode trust in their royal coverage. In this case, ITV might choose to replace Ship with a journalist who can restore faith in their reporting. The ball is in ITV's court, but it's clear that the days of unquestioned royal reporting are over. The public now demands transparency, neutrality, and accountability from those who cover the lives of the royal family. This heightened scrutiny is a sign of changing times, and it will be interesting to see how ITV responds to this call for ethical journalism. As the controversy continues to unfold, we can only speculate about the future of Chris Ship's career. Will ITV stand by him, or will they choose to make a change? Only time will tell, and we'll be here to report on it every step of the way. What are your thoughts on this controversy? Should Chris Ship resign, or is the backlash unfair? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this story and many others.